Hello, and thank you for joining us today for the Kaminario Flex demo. Flex is part of Kaminario's software family, which also includes Kaminario Vision OS and Kaminario Clarity. Flex is built to deliver next-gen policy-based automation as well as workload-based resource allocation within an NVMe or Fabric connected data center. Having said that, let's quickly dive into the demo. Before I show you some of the features and functionalities of Flex, I wanted to go over the dashboard. This dashboard reflects all the storage resources and components within a customer data center that are connected on an NVMe or Fabric mesh. In this case, there are 5 different storage resources, K2 and 8120 through K2 and 8124. The dashboard also shows you a view into any unhealthy nodes, which there are none as of this time, any recommendations. The 5 different K2Ns are composed of controllers and NVMe based JBOFs. In the world of Kaminario, controller is known as C node and the JBOF is known as an M node. This data center currently has 21 C nodes and 9 M nodes. So let's take a quick look at that over here. So 7 C nodes and 3 M nodes in 8120, 2 C nodes and 1 M node in 8121, so on up to 8124, which has 3 C nodes and 2 M nodes. The dashboard also shows you a quick view of the total throughput, which is currently at about 30 gigs per second. Total IOPS, which is just a little bit more than 4,500 IOPS. Total capacity allocated, which is about 52%, and also a view into what we call the free pool, which are available components, both C nodes and M nodes, connected on the NVMe mesh, but not being used at this time. So, having said that, let me play the role of a storage admin, getting a request from another data center admin to spin up new storage resources. Typically, that would require for me to go out and acquire new appliances, install provision, and then present them to the workloads needing the storage. However, with Kaminario and the NVMe or Fabric backend, I know that I have available components that are in my data center not being used. I can very quickly go into creating a K2N, name it 8125 for this instance. I've been told that I'm going to need to support a fair bit of performance, so I'm going to allocate 4 storage controllers and a couple M nodes for capacity. Hit next, a quick review of what I'm compiling, and this shows me the storage resource being compiled in a task list coming on board over here, and then the free pool will have then decreased basically to represent the amount of components required in configuring the new storage resource, that being 4 C nodes and 2 M nodes. That said, another feature of Kaminario Flex is the ability to scale capacity as needed. So if we were to look at 8120, we notice that it's running at 80% utilization. That is typically close to SLAs that most of our customers have. So I can very quickly allocate or add additional capacity to 8120 by simply moving nodes from the free pool to 8120. I select one of the available M nodes, hit next, and finish. And the task list shows the corresponding task that has kicked off to transfer an M node from the free pool to K2 and 8120. And when we go back to looking at the numbers, we can tell that the allocated capacity has gone down based on the capacity of the M node assigned to 8120. Now let's go through the scenario of component failure. If you look at the latency on K2 and 8120, you'll see it spiking. Flex is able to identify that this spike is as a result of component failure and not as a result of a peak in traffic. And then what Flex is able to do is it automatically takes a C node from the free pool and assigns it to K2 and 8120. Upon the completion of this task, we'll go back and look, and we'll see that the latency has gone back down. Now, if it were really a peak in traffic, let's play out that scenario. Keep an eye on the latency. You'll see it spiking. Flex is able to identify the fact that this spike is as a result of traffic and not a broken component. It gives me a recommendation upon clicking on it. It tells me that the recommendation is as a result of the SLA being out of parameter, and I can then set up an auto scale. These auto scale levels are pre-configured, can be changed anytime. I'm going to allocate a silver level and hit apply auto scale. Upon applying the auto scale, Flex automatically takes a controller from the free pool and allocates it to 8120. And when that task has completed, we see that the latency has gone back down. Now, this is where the policy-based automation comes in. And so if 8121 were to undergo another increase in performance, increase in traffic, latency is going back up. Flex now identifies the fact that I have automation in the form of policies. I know exactly what I need to do to fix the increase in latency. I'm going to go to the free pool and take a storage controller and automatically allocate it to 8121. This is where it minimizes human intervention and really delivers on the automation based on policies. Now, if we were to face a scenario where one of the other storage resources were to experience a spike in performance thanks to an increase in traffic, let's simulate that on 8122. Again, if you keep an eye on latency, you'll see the latency going up. Now, Flex knows that there are no available C nodes within the free pool, so Flex will go through and look at all the different policy levels set up within each of the different storage resources. Flex identifies that 8122 is at gold and 8123 is at bronze, so Flex is automatically able to take a C node from 8123 and allocate it to 8122. Upon the completion of that task, again, we see that the latency has gone back down. Finally, we can also do this in a manual manner. So if I wanted to transfer a controller from one storage resource to another, I can do that by dragging and dropping. So I'll simulate that by dragging a controller from 8120 and dropping it into 8124. Flex asks me to verify that this is the task that I would like to take, and it kicks off the task list. Once that task is completed, we will see that 8124 went from having 3 controllers to now having 4 controllers, and 8120 went from having 7 C nodes to having 6 C nodes. With that said, that concludes our demo. I thank you for your time, and to learn more, please visit kaminario.com/flex. Thank you.